Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're moving on from our tucks that we did last week, and we're going to learn how to do a layout slash pike. So if you haven't watched my tuck video, or you can't do a round off tuck, to be honest, there's no real reason for you watching this video because it's not going to help you one bit whatsoever. So all the points I made in the last one about your set, about your hand positioning, about your heels, and about your hips, all apply to your layout as well. So if you don't understand what I'm saying there, again, back to the last video because that is what you need right now. So when you're moving on from a tuck to the layout, a lot of people like to skip the pike, but I think it's a very important move, and my coach would agree with me now at this stage that it's good to learn pikes because otherwise you end up learning a whip. So, and honestly, before you even learn that, go back and watch my last video. I know, 14 times saying it already. The open-handed tuck, or what is it called, as a puck back. So top half doing a layout, bottom half in a tuck position. So I'm going to show you that right now. So what it is literally a round off tuck without grabbing your knees or putting your hands anywhere. So it is a round off layout with bent legs, literally. That's what you're doing, so make sure you have your set, everything like that. So once you have the open-handed tuck or the pike puck back, next to really move on to his pike. Now, as I said in the last video, when you do your tucks, learning, moving on. The reason is that for right now for your pikes. So when you do your pikes, you're going to grab back your two legs. Legs are going to be straight. Top half is doing a tuck this time. So you're actually kind of swapping over what happened last time. So straight legs and a kind of a tuck nearly for your chest. So I'm going to show you now. One thing I will definitely say about round off pikes is you have a tendency of definitely more over rotating than any other move, because of the fact you straighten those legs and you pull them in a lot. You land your heels or your ass right back. But also you get a nice height of them usually if you have the right set, hands up, everything. So pikes can look really pretty if you do it right. Now, most important thing with layouts is your head, because that's what's going to change it from a layout to a whip. So make sure you do the first two with a nice set before you move on to the next one, which is an actual layout. So really watch my pike one more time. I'm going to show you really hit that set and ride it up. Next thing you're going to move on to, the tip number 3, is nearly an open pike, which is literally a layout. It's just you have that bend in the hips. Now, I will say, on that floor where I'm right now, it's very, very hard to get an actual nice layout. So don't worry if you can't do a proper nice layout. If you just slightly pike it over, grand. Like, once you hit about this shape, you're in layout sector, which means you can very nicely twist out of it. Do not start learning your twist if your layout is like this or this, because it will throw you off for everything else afterwards. So definitely make sure if you're doing layouts for 3 or straight until you get about this position. Also, record yourself, watch them back. That's the best way. Is literally an open pike. So you're doing your layout top half, layout bottom half, except you're just bringing that hip. It's just so you're not going straight from here to here. Does that make sense? So you're up and you kind of pike it over. Now layout, you can go 2 ways about it. You can do this from a tuck or a pike, but I suggest 100% do it from a pike. But either way, it's all about starting off with your body small and slowly making it more open. Don't go from tuck to layout because you will end up whipping it. I promise you 100%. I see it every time I go to someone's club, they're like, I can do a layout, and it's but this size off the floor, and you're like, that's a whip. Well, I don't say it to them because that's what I mean. But you need, if you want to twist, you need a nice layout, and a very, very nice layout. So after all that, you really should be moving onto an actual layout But one thing I'm going to show you to watch out for, because this is when I started off, was like, if you watch gymnastics, you'll see them doing layouts on a beam or double layouts on the floor, and they have nice, lovely arch position. They're here like this. That's not ideal for twisting. So if you want to do that position, I love doing that position because it's so nice for photos or videos. But if you want to twist, that is the wrong position whatsoever. Do not do it ever if you're thinking about twisting. So I'm going to show you that one, and you'll see why it's wrong. You will notice for that position, if you want to get that right, you need to chuck your head back, arch your back, and lose a bit of form. Unless you're more flexible than me, then you can keep your form. But for that, no, realistically, you're not going to twist out of that. Or if you do, it's going to be one of those scary twists that people are like, are you going to make it kind of twists? That makes sense? So really focus on keeping your head in, because that's when you watch the video about fulls eventually when it comes out, that is the one thing that's going to kill you, is where your head goes. Okay, I promise you, any person who's stuck on a full, it's their head positioning. Whether it's looking the wrong way, whether it's thrown back, whether it's your head's going to be wrong. Okay, don't worry, there is a full video coming out fairly soon, hopefully, of lots and lots of tips that I've learned throughout the years. Because if you haven't seen my fulls, they've gone from bad to good to bad to good to bad to good, and I have to find different ways to fix them each time. So I'll hopefully show you the right way eventually. So, actual layout now. You've done your open tuck, you've done your open pike, you've done your actual pike. You're not throwing back your head, you're not arching your back. You're shooting a nice position. Something I do like to do when I do a layout is hitting the clean. That's me personally. Nothing at all to do with tumbling whatsoever, but I feel like if I can do that, then I've got it. Two things about that layout is right before I went, I said something to myself. So I don't know if you heard on camera, but I said squeeze your bum. Because for a layout, that is what you need to do. That's what's going to open up your hips, because if you squeeze your bum, there's no way they're going to really bend that much in the air. What I did as a mistake is, you saw I threw my head back. So I really need to, if I'm going to do it again now, look. So if you make a mistake, don't worry, learn from it and fix it. Even if you've been doing this somewhat fast for 10 years, you make that mistake, you'd be like, oh yeah, I know that's wrong. Say hi, Dougie. So one more time. Okay, and that's all the tips and hints I can kind of give you for layouts. If I think of any more, I will make a part 2 to this video, but more likely I won't. Next one I think I'm doing is either standing tucks or fulls. So yeah, if there is any other home pass you're like, look, I need some tips, I need some help with this, write below in the comments, because the only reason this is going up is because I've gotten a few messages from different people about how do I do this, how do I do this, how do I do this. So I said I'll start off with the basics, do anything I was requested already, and then anything else I'll move on to then afterwards. So thank you for watching this video again, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.